Welcome to Licking Heights Local Schools. This video will walk you through each required step to enroll your student in our district. Please complete each step entirely as it is required for your student to start school. If you are enrolling multiple students, you must complete this process for each one of them. If you require assistance from a translator to complete the enrollment process, please call the Licking Heights District Office at 740-927-6926 to set up an appointment. Before beginning the process, gather the following important documents: your student's original birth certificate, passport, I-94 card, permanent resident visa or green card, your student's immunization records, a report card, schedule of classes, or transcript clearly indicating your student's enrolled grade for the previous year. If you are divorced, full divorce and custodial documentation. Please note we will need all pages of this. This must be court-signed and date and time stamped. If your student has special learning needs, you'll need a current IEP or 504 plan, valid photo identification for both parents or legal guardians, 2 proofs of residency for your current residence. This can include a deed or mortgage statement with your name listed, a residency affidavit, which can be found on the school website, or a current rental or lease agreement and a current utility bill, any government mailing, or a current pay stub. You will need all of these documents on hand while enrolling your student to complete forms. To start the process, please go to www.lickingheights.k12.oh.us. Hover over the Quick Links box in the top right-hand corner. Then click on Enroll a Student. This will bring you to our enrollment homepage. Click the link that says Clicking Here. This link will take you to the required pre-registration form for your student. Fill out each section of the pre-registration form. Sections marked with a red star are required. Sections that you must complete include student information, which includes your student's name, date of birth, gender, and grade level, household information, which is the address at which you currently live with your student, school information, which is the school your student will attend in the Licking Heights district. If your student is entering grades kindergarten to 4, they will attend Broad Peak, Everest, or Lima Ridge Elementary. To determine which school they will attend, click the Zone link. Then look for the street where you live on the map. This will tell you which school your student will attend. You'll also need to fill out parent or guardian information for your student, which includes name, relationship to the student, phone number, and email address. There are also special education questions in case your child currently has an IEP or 504 plan for a disability or special needs. If you currently have other students enrolled in Licking Heights local schools, if you do, you have the option to link all of your students together into one PowerSchool account. After completing this form, click Submit. After you submit your pre-registration form, please allow between 24 to 48 hours for our district to review and approve your form. Once your form is approved, you will receive a step-by-step confirmation email. This email has instructions on completing your student enrollment. It also includes steps to set up a PowerSchool account. You will use this PowerSchool account to complete your student's enrollment. The email that you will receive will include an access ID and an access password. You will need both the access ID and access password to create your account. To create your PowerSchool account, you'll need to go to https://lhsd.powerschool.com/public. Then you'll need to click on the Create Account tab. You can enter your full name, your access ID, and the access password that has been provided by Licking Heights. Then you can link your student to your PowerSchool account. After creating your account, PowerSchool will send you an email to complete the account creation process. This confirmation email will arrive within 10 minutes and often goes to spam, so check your spam folder if you do not see it in your inbox. After verifying your PowerSchool account, you can go back to the login portal, shown here, and sign in to complete the required registration forms for your student. Please note, this process will take about 1 hour to complete. Once logged into PowerSchool, you'll need to click the Forms tab on the left side of the page. Here, you'll see both general forms and enrollment forms. You must complete both of these in order to enroll your student. Please complete the 3 general forms, A, B, and C, first. Once General Form C is complete, it should take you to Enrollment Form A. The first required annual form is the Health Information and Emergency Medical Authorization, or EMA form. This form is incredibly important since it shares your student's medical history and what to do in case they have a medical emergency at school. It must be updated each school year for continued enrollment. All sections marked with a red star on this form are required. Required questions on the EMA include your student's current doctor and their contact information, your student's medical history and any current or previous medical conditions. If your student has allergies, you must also list what they are allergic to. If your student uses an EpiPen, inhaler, or takes any medications. If you give the school permission to give necessary medical treatment for your student in an emergency situation. If you give the school permission to share medical information with teachers and staff if necessary, and if you give permission for your student to receive treatment at the district's Student Health Center. After you complete this form, click Submit. The second required annual form is the Transportation Request form. This form only needs to be completed if your student needs to take the bus to and from school. If your student does need transportation by bus, then you must provide if your student will ride the bus in the morning, afternoon, or both, what days your student will take the bus, and where your student must be picked up and dropped off. The third required annual form is the Permissions and Agreement form. This form provides necessary permissions for your student, like if they may use the internet at school, if your student's photo, video, and classwork can be used by the district on the Licking Heights website, social media, and district newsletter. You must also include on this form if your student has internet access and access to a device at home. Now it's time to complete your enrollment forms for your student. Form A will ask you for general information about your student, including their name, birthday, gender, grade level, race, and address. Most of this information will carry over from the pre-registration form you initially filled out. Form A will also require you to enter the names, addresses, and contact information of both parents, parent or guardian 1 and parent or guardian 2. Parent and guardian 1 will carry over from the pre-registration form, but must be edited to include additional information. Click Edit, and then fill in everything with a red star. Then move on to parent and guardian questions. Please add a second parent and guardian emergency contact for the student. Click Add to enter the second parent or guardian's information. In this section, you must also include which parent has custody of the student and the relationship status of the parents. Emergency contacts are also required for student registration. Do not enter your student as an emergency contact. Emergency contacts must be a legal adult, like a parent, aunt, or grandmother in the student's family. Here's where the important documents listed at the start of this video come in. Licking Heights Local Schools requires a copy of each document to enroll your student. You must either scan and email all documentation to the district registrar, Kelly Roach, at lhenrollment@lhschools.org, or bring your documents to the Licking Heights District Office, which is located at 6539 Summit Road, Pataskala, Ohio 43062, so the registrar can make copies for your student's file. After you complete this form, click Submit. After completing Form A, you will be directed to Form B, Previous School Enrollment and Records Released. On Form B, you must enter if your student has ever attended another school. It is very important that you provide this information, as Licking Heights must contact any previous schools to receive your student's transcripts. After completing this form, click Submit. After completing Form B, you will be directed to Form C, Student Language Usage Survey. This form is very important since it shows the district what language you prefer for school communication and what language your student speaks at home. This could also determine if your student will participate in our English Language Learner program. Required questions on Form C include what language your family would like to receive school communications in, what language your child first learned, what language your child uses the most at home, what languages are used in your home, what country your child was born in, and if your student has ever received education anywhere outside of the United States. After you complete this form, click Submit. After completing Form C, you will be directed to Form D, Student Services History. This form is very important since it explains any disabilities or special needs that your students may have and any accommodations that may be in place for their education. Required questions on Form D include, does your student have a 504 plan? Does your student receive support on a 504 plan for any specific disability? Does your student have a current IEP? Does your student qualify for a gifted and talented program? Does your student currently participate in an English Language Learner program? Has your student ever been retained a grade in school? And has your student ever been suspended or expelled for any reason? After you complete this form, click Submit. You are now finished with all required enrollment and general forms needed to enroll your student in the Licking Heights Local Schools District. Remember that you must send all of your required important documents listed at the start of this video to the school or bring them to the district office before your student's enrollment is final. Once your student's enrollment is complete and all documents are received, you will hear from Licking Heights within 48 hours with all information needed for your student to start school. If you have any questions, please call the district office at 740-927-6926. Thank you and welcome to Licking Heights.